Halftime Sports Weekly this Saturday on our new time. I'm Zach.
And I'm Griffin, and the intro play of the week this week was Mason Plumlee throwing down an alley-oop and a huge win for number 2 Duke against number 4 Ohio State. And we have some very sad breaking news from the Kansas City Chiefs, as an unnamed Chiefs player reportedly killed himself in the parking lot after killing his girlfriend, but the Panthers will still be traveling to Arrowhead Stadium to play as scheduled this Sunday.
Let's start off with the injury report, as we usually do. The Eagles wideout Deshaun Jackson will miss the remainder of the season with broken ribs, and Ravens star linebacker Ray Lewis has possibility for returning only if it's for the playoffs, though.
Yes, and Matt Forte is likely to play after injuring his ankle last Sunday. And Ricky Rubio, the Minnesota Timberwolves, is now finally cleared for full-on practice after tearing his ACL midway through last season, and Ben Roethlisberger will not play against Baltimore this Sunday.
Now let's talk about the NBA, where Rajon Rondo's ejection from Wednesday night's game against the Nets caused a 2-game suspension and to snap his double-digit assist game record. And Kevin Garnett will get off with a $25,000 fine. And in other news, veteran point guard Derek Fisher has chosen his team, going with the Dallas Mavericks.
Reports say that the Knicks power forward Amar'e Stoudemire would accept the 6-man role if it's necessary. And David Stern, NBA commissioner, has fined the Spurs $250,000 for benching their big three, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, and Manu Ginobili, on Thursday night's matchup on TNT against the defending world champion Miami Heat. Stern apologized to all NBA fans, saying it was the wrong move. But Zach, how do you feel about this?
I disagree. The game, even when they benched those players, it was still a really close game. They only lost by 5 points, and they were leading going into the final minute. David Stern should not have fined them, only thinking of the fans, because it was still a great game. They're old, they've been on a long road trip, and they needed a break. In MLB, the 2013 Hall of Fame ballot has been released, and they're calling it the most crucial ballot yet. With players like Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens, Curt Schilling, and Barry Bonds, it is quite possible that this class will still be talked about 20 years from now.
And we have some MLB offseason updates for you, as the Braves have signed outfielder B.J. Upton to a 5-year, $75 million contract. The Yankees have signed pitcher Andy Pettitte to a 1-year, $11 million contract. The Nard Span has signed with the Nationals, and the Pirates have signed catcher Russell Martin to a 2-year deal after outbidding the Yankees.
And Ndamukong Suh is being fined $25,000 for his kick to Schwab's Goal on Thanksgiving Day, but no apology or suspension is necessary because sources say that it was an unintentional happening.
And Colin Kaepernick will be the 49ers starter this upcoming week, as Coach Jim Harbaugh decided to bench Alex Smith after Kaepernick's hot 2-0 start as a starter.
Check down. Hey, diddle, diddle, Ray Rice up the middle.
That is how Ray Rice described his incredible clutch 4th and 29 play as he ran up the middle for 29 yards, leading up to a huge game-winning field goal, helping the Ravens on their playoff pursuit.
In the NHL, the league has gotten nowhere going into day 77 of the 2012 lockout. Fans say that they are planning on protesting in front of the NHL front offices. Now we head to college sports. Griffin, what do you have?
Well, as we know, Syracuse decided to move to the ACC for the 2013 season for basketball last year, and Louisville will now be joining them, as there are a whole bunch of conference switches going on. Rutgers is also moving to the Big Ten in 2014, and the ACC has filed a lawsuit against Maryland for the exit fee as they leave to join the Big Ten. The lawsuit is known to be $53 million.
And in college football, Les Miles has signed a 7-year contract extension with LSU. And speaking of LSU, Tyrann Mathieu, the old cornerback for LSU, who was kicked off the team for steroid use, is entering the 2013 draft. And with the Heisman results only a year away, here's where the race stands. In first place, Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel, quarterback for Texas A&M. In second is Notre Dame linebacker Manti Te'o. And third is Colin Klein, the quarterback for Kansas State. Then Braxton Miller, the quarterback for Ohio State, and Marquise Lee, the receiver for USC.
Number 2 Alabama and number 3 Georgia will have a showdown for the SEC title this weekend, and the winner will most definitely play against undefeated number 1 Notre Dame and All-Pro linebacker Manti Te'o. It should be the matchup of the century, as both teams have been doing exceptionally well this season, just like usual. And in the other news of the week, Army mascot Bill the Goat was kidnapped, but then returned ahead of the Navy and Army rivalry clash. Also, Brendan Marshall says he sees other NFL players using Viagra on the field as performance-enhancing drugs to give them a competitive edge and more energy. And Trailblazers rookie star point guard Damian Lillard says that he is afraid of historical statues, saying that he had a bad experience at the New York City Wax Museum his senior year in college, and it's never been the same as he is now creeped out by them.
Well, that should do it for this week's episode. Tune in next Saturday for another edition of Primetime Sports Weekly. I'm Zach.
And I'm Griffin. Have a fantastic week.